New York State Trooper Thomas Mascia claimed he had been shot by either a black man or a dark skinned Hispanic man and has been arrested for fabricating the entire story. From Atlanta Black Star, we have reporting it was 11:30 p.m. on a Wednesday, October 30th, when Mascia claimed to have come across a disabled black Dodge Charger parked on the median on westbound Southern State Parkway in West Hempstead. The Daily Voice reported. Mascia said he activated his rear emergency lights and approached the vehicle, only to hear several shots fired before realizing he had been shot in the knee. Mascia claimed he was shot by either a black man or dark skinned Hispanic, according to a complaint obtained by ABC News. He also claimed the Charger had a temporary New Jersey license plate number of 997636T. Mascia was transported to a hospital and released 2 days later to cheers and applause from fellow officers as a $15,000 reward was offered to anybody providing information leading to the arrest of the shooter. The police union, as usual, came out in defense of Mascia despite not knowing the facts. The Police Benevolent Association of the New York State Troopers said in a statement the day after the shooting, "We are sickened by the actions of this cowardly individual who thought nothing of shooting a trooper who is simply doing his job. This perpetrator must be brought to swift justice. We thank the medical providers who are providing our brother with the care he needs, and we will support him as he makes what we hope is a speedy recovery." But 3 days later, Mascia was suspended without pay as his story began falling apart. The manhunt was called off and the reward was rescinded as police and the local district attorney's office began investigating the cop and his parents. From the very beginning, investigators were suspicious of a New York State trooper's account of being shot in the leg by a dark skinned man driving a Dodge Charger last year. After all, investigators found 9 shell casings at the scene of the shooting, but no evidence of any rounds other than the one that ended up in his kneecap. There were also no bullet holes in his patrol car or the guardrail next to the median where he claimed the car had been parked. And there was also no evidence of a Dodge Charger matching the description and license plate number on the Southern State Parkway in the area of exit 17 at the time of the shooting, according to license plate readers and other technology that can help them track vehicles. Furthermore, Mascia did not have his body camera activated. Those cameras are programmed to turn on upon activation of all emergency lights on a police vehicle, but only Macia's rear emergency lights had been activated at the time of the shooting. On Monday, the 27-year-old turned himself in on various criminal charges, including tampering with physical evidence, falsifying reporting a crime, and official misconduct, according to the Long Island Herald. Macia's father, a former NYPD cop who was arrested in 1992 on cocaine charges, was also arrested on charges of criminal possession of a firearm, along with his mother, Dorothy Mascia, because investigators found an illegally owned gun at the foot of their bed. As a felon, the older Macias is not allowed to possess firearms. All 3 members of the family were released without bail after turning themselves in on Monday morning and pleading not guilty. Mascia resigned on Friday before turning himself in on Monday. The family is due back in court on February 5th. Oh my goodness. The entire family is at stake. I said this about something else, but I will reiterate my sentiments to this story. There's people who commit crimes are bad. People who lie about crimes that were committed against them are worse, right? People who try to make it seem like somebody else did something, they are the worst people. They're the worst offenders and maybe even the offenders themselves because it is pointed, it is vengeful, it's evil. And the fact that he chose to pin it on a black man or a dark skinned Hispanic, that's racial profiling now. Like he knows that that's going to get more attention than it's just like, oh, some white guy, I guess, shot me. Tehran, let me get your thoughts on this first.
Well, first of all, congratulations to Officer Cheddar Bob for shooting himself in the leg and then trying to pin it on someone else. This hero cop was an actual zero cop. And as you pointed out, they made the perp a black or brown person because they were hoping that would get more attention, but less investigation. As a police officer, did he not realize that they would investigate a police shooting Did he not know police typical standard procedure? Or was he so inundated in the fact that a black or brown person would just overtly be presumed guilty that there would be no investigation? Here we see the apple does not fall too far from the tree at all. And I do want to see where this Dodge Charger came with the license plate 997363T, which is now the new 8675309. So the new Jenny song is literally this Charger song. So I want everyone to sing along 997363T and see what happens there. I need to know what the point of this was. And the fact that they let him resign is a union issue. He should have been fired so that he did not get pay and he gets no benefits with nothing else. This is clearly a criminal who posed as a police officer and not the other way around.
And his parents are so disappointed in him right now because if he hadn't done any of this, his parents are now arrested too. Like both of his parents got arrested because of this thing that he did because he shot himself and then he was embarrassed and he couldn't be
I
like,
disagree. It feels like his parents were proud of his endeavors. I feel like those parents that we were talking about, the ones who aren't allowed to even own firearms because of their past crimes, they probably encourage this behavior. That's why who raised you is a big question as well.
he wasn't very smart about it. Even if he
No, not at all.
executed the plan, he executed it badly. And they're like, oh, I wasn't supposed to get arrested as a result of this, So gross.